Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you stopping in and checking out my video. And today we're having a review, and got an interesting review for you today. We have there's a Porsche 911 GT3R 2018, and you say, well, yeah, you already got some of those. Yeah, there's one right over there. But this one is a Minichamps, so we're going to compare the Minichamps to this basically to the Sparks, to the ones I usually have over there. And y'all can decide which one's better or which one's maybe worth, they're worth the price or not worth the price. So let's get started. Like I said, they're both the same year. They're 2018 Porsche 911 GT3Rs. And the white one here is the Minichamps that I just received. Turn it sideways here. There's some things that look, they're really nice, and there's some things that are lacking. You be the judge of if it's important to you or not important to you. Of course, this is a Team Bernhard Porsche 911. The wheels and tires, to me, the tires are about the same, but definitely the detail in there is just a little off compared to the Spark. The rotors and the calipers don't look as nice to me as the Spark does. They're not bad. Oops, sorry about that. They're not bad, but let me move this here a little bit. I mean, it's not bad, but they're maybe just a step down from, I would say, the Spark. Where the Spark, it says BBS on the wheel, and it has the arrow on the wheels to show where the stem is. Really, really kind of detailed about that. That's not on the Minichamps. And I can show you. As you can see right there, you can see the arrow on the wheel there and the little sticker that says BBS. So I mean, just a little bit more detail there on the wheel, to me, wheel and brakes. Other than that, I mean, the headlights look okay. You got the tow hook in the front with the mesh in the front and the fog lights because it's endurance. You got the carbon fiber grills there on the fenders. I mean, that looks pretty nice. You got a radiator up in the front that you can, I don't know if I can get a view of it or not. There's a radiator down in there in the hood. Hopefully you can see that. To me, the glass looks a little nicer on the Spark, but not big difference. It's very minute. The back here, looks good to me, just as good as the Spark does. I love the exhaust right there, and the carbon fiber in the back, and the tail lights. The wing is a little different than what the Spark is, just a little bit difference. Again, it doesn't look as detailed as the Spark as far as the rear wing. Doesn't have the canard on the back of the wing, and that's that little lip that runs right along this edge right back here, where there's a little canard on the back of it. It doesn't have one on the Minichamp. The roof looks okay. I mean, you got a little driver's hatch and you got a little aerial there. You got a little bit more detail on the Spark, but not a big difference. Pretty close. And the paint, it kind of reminds me of the BMW Minichamps that I got. If you want to see that, the M8. I mean, the paint looks okay, but it's not awesome. I mean, it's just okay. Where the paint on the Spark is a lot shinier and glossier. The paint on this one is not. Now I noticed that on the BMW also. So I mean, I think that's pretty much just their standard, the way they come. It's just a little bit on the dull side. So again, I think that's a little bit a step down. And the biggest thing is the interior. The interior on the Minichamps doesn't really have anything. I mean, you have the seat, you can see the seat, and you can see the belts. But on the other side, you don't see anything else on the other side. There's really nothing there as far as detail. You just have the seat and the belts. And you got the window nets there on the side. So you have that. So that's the big difference where... Let me bring the Spark here. Now, Spark, see, now you see in the Spark, you can see it's like the wiring harness that runs through the car. You can see the wiring harness, plus the belts have more detail. You can even see the, that's the same manufacturer. I got the belts in my Corvette, so I mean, you can see that detail and see the boxes that you can see there. I mean, it's definitely has more detail inside the car than the Minichamps. I mean, you can even see where it runs there. The cords run to the back here in the wiring harness. So again, you can see that the detail just is a little bit the next level with the Spark compared to the Minichamps. So the one thing I do like, the wheels do turn as far as steer on the Minichamps. You can see these turn, where on the Spark they do not. So I like that. So that's a good thing. So it's got some good things and it's got some not so good things. Another good thing is the price, where the price on the Minichamps was $144 is what I paid for that. And on the Spark, it was $189. And that actually was a deal because it was $209, but I got it for $189. So again, you know, you have to, is it worth the extra, you know, $60, $65 for that? Or, you know, a little bit cheaper and you get this. It's not as detailed, but it's still, you know, still very nice. It's still not a bad pickup for, you know, $144. And maybe you can even get it a little bit cheaper than that. Like I said, it's not a bad model. And then as far as, at least everything's uniform as far as the paint. It might not be the greatest as far as the quality, but it's at least it's not super nice in some areas and then real bad in others. So at least, you know, it's good for what it is. And I've really looked for any other imperfections, but I mean, you know, you got the canards in the front, and like I said, with the headlights and everything else, and I mean, everything looks, you know, fine. You got the arrows there for the latches on the front there. And I just got them on these stands here. They came on a like a plastic stand, which I didn't like. Didn't like the plastic stand at all, but I just stuck them on these because it's just easier to move around. And there's a few things that I actually like better on this than the Spark. But then, you know, the Spark, you know, as you can just, you know, see from here, you know, the paint and everything else, let alone the detail inside, is really nice also. So again, you just have to, you know, figure out, is it worth it to spend the extra money or not? I mean, that's everybody's choice. As far as the rating, you know, I rate this at 3.75, which is 3 3/4 stars out of 5, which is, you know, right there with the Sparks as far as the ratings. You know, some better, some not. So, you know, some Sparks are better than that, but You know, this one's a decent one, like I've seen, and I wouldn't mind buying another Minichamps. This is the second Minichamps that I've owned. The other one was the M8 was the presentation model. That was an upgraded Minichamp, so that had more detail than just a regular Minichamps. And it was, I think it was a little bit more money too. I don't remember. I'd have to look that up. But I also updated all the other reviews. So all the other reviews have been updated as far as ratings and prices. I had to go back and just double check some prices to make sure they were accurate. So it took me a little longer than I thought. But they're all, I mean, as far as I know, I think I got them all. So if you want to go back and look at that, what each car I've rated it at out of 5 stars and what the price of them are, they are updated, and I got the updated in the description, so you know that's been updated. I have some more coming on the way, so I sure hope that y'all stick with me and keep checking back. Like I said, every 2-3 weeks I try to have a review, and I got some pretty good ones coming. So I sure hope you enjoy it, and I sure hope you enjoy this review. And again, just have to make up your own mind if it's worth it or not worth it. I mean, I think for $144, it's definitely a good grab. And sometimes you can even give them maybe even a little bit cheaper than that. So it just depends if you're looking for something as detailed as you can possibly get, or something that's just something that's just nice and it's good enough. So I sure hope you come back and check back again. And I sure hope you like this review, and hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell, and I hope you come back and visit again. Y'all take care. See ya.